Jason.
I'm Anna.
This is the show that sometimes we have to do when we've watched way too many movies and we don't want to really talk that much about them.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We have 10 movies. We're going to review quickly with a yes, a no, a meh, but we can talk for up to a maximum of 3 minutes about it if we have to.
I would also like to point out that I don't think we watch way too much movies. It's just been too long since we've done one of these
That's
shows.
true. We haven't done a
we don't,
show.
watch TV
we haven't done a big
much.
show in a while, so we need to do one of those. But this was too much to put on a big show, so you're out of frame a little bit. Oh,
Sorry.
Hello.
I just adjusted.
Oh.
What? Location?
Yes, no, meh.
Okay.
Tag.
Meh.
Meh.
I did laugh a few times pretty hard, but ultimately I'm going to forget about that movie in probably another month.
I'm already forgetting who was in it, but it's Jeremy Renner and John Hamm. That's who I remember. And
Helms.
Ed Helms. It was on HBO, and it's about these adults who have played tag their whole life, but only during the month of May or something, and then they go all over.
It was funny.
And it's based on a true story, but it's definitely forgettable. Meh. Nutcracker and the Four Realms.
I didn't see it.
No, not really. I don't think you should probably watch that.
Okay.
Elliot was super excited, and I happen to know the Nutcracker story now because my daughter is in ballet. But it's really weird. It's like the Four Realms are fighting, and it's the daughter of the girl that was in the thing, and there's the rats, and you remember the rats and the Nutcracker, but the Nutcracker doesn't crack nuts. And then there's this little mouse. Then they turn into giant mice, and the bad guy's the good guy. One of those. So no. Lego Movie 2.
Meh.
Not as good as the first one, but I enjoyed it. I think I want to see it again.
It was clever.
I want to see it again because I think I felt like it blew past me and I missed many of the jokes. Mm-hmm. Because I knew that there were jokes happening, but I wasn't paying enough attention. And Amity was bored sitting next to me, and so that was kind of distracting. Also, there were a lot of hot tater tots. Not
in the dark.
Not in the movie, but in the darkness. So, meh. A Quiet Place. Let me tell you about this movie, you guys. Yes, definitely watch it.
I didn't see it.
John Krasinski.
I saw the very end.
Emily Blunt. And I could only watch this movie in
little bits and
pieces. I
just saw
I could only watch it probably in the most 15 minutes at a time, and I was freaked out. And so I'm watching this, and then Skyscraper, which is the other one, which is the Dwayne Johnson Skyscraper's on Fire movie, and where we saw the billboards for that all over Europe when we were there last summer, and
we were like, "Is this a movie they're only doing in Europe? What is this?"
I couldn't watch that movie either because he was like dangling from buildings and jumping across from a crane to a building, and then there's fire, and then his kids are on fire, and then there's so I don't know what was wrong with me during that week, but I was watching both of those movies at the same time, and I could only watch little bits, and I finally made it to the end. And then, do not watch Skyscraper. Do watch A Quiet Place. It's very, very good, and I can see why Emily Blunt. She wasn't nominated for any Oscar buzz, but she got like a SAG award for it. So good, but also so scary. And there's a second one coming out in May.
I probably won't watch it then.
And see, but it's not super scary because you don't really see the
You just
monsters.
said it's so scary.
It's not. It's thrilling.
It's suspenseful.
It's suspenseful and thrilling. It isn't really a horror. I wasn't like afraid. I was just like,
no, it's suspense.
that's what was happening.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Suspense.
Suspense who?
It's a good one.
I'll wait.
Your eyes are so red.
I don't know what happened. I woke up this morning and this one was all sealed shut, and I've got gout foot.
There's probably two things that go together equal.
Probably,
something.
and it's all this side of my. It's this side of my body.
Definitely.
Okay. Side note: this is not part of Yes No Meh, but when I'm watching the Today Show this morning, there's this guy on there who had this rare infectious disease, and he would have died, except he's married to a woman who, her specialty is rare infectious diseases. Right? What is she telling us throughout the whole thing? Well, I just Googled it. I Googled it. I'm like, oh my God, don't Google that. I had a fit.
I'm pretty suspicious about how he got that.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay, let's be clear. I didn't pay close attention.
Okay.
But But I kept hearing this.
saying.
I kept hearing this specialist
who has,
saying,
like-
"Well, I googled it. Well, good thing I googled it because that sounded like pancreatic."
I don't think specialists should Google things. Normal people definitely.
Well, she's not a doctor. She's just an infectious disease person. Anyway, Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm a meh on Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm a meh as well.
I know people loved it. I felt like the movie itself was meh. There was nothing outstanding about it except the actor who played Freddie Mercury.
Rami Malek.
I
won the Oscar for it.
I've thought about it several times since we saw it the other night, and there were several things that just got glossed over or forgotten. We didn't really see Queen's rise to fame, right? We didn't see the road that they took there. We didn't really understand the interaction even between the band members until the very end when they invite him back into the band and are like, but our one, request is we gotta all share the whatever, credit and get paid the same. And it's like, that has never been a thing in this movie. I had no idea.
Yeah,
only once, like, would they kind of bicker at each other in the recording studio, but then somebody would play a cool beat and they'd all, come around. And so I didn't understand Freddie Mercury's motivation to join the band. I didn't understand who he was, because the beginning of the movie is he joins the band and he's already this very outrageous guy.
We don't see that. We don't see the move from him as Heathrow guy to Freddie Mercury on stage. We don't see that.
He just confidently is like, I can sing. I have these big teeth.
Maybe that's true.
But it made it not interesting, and I never understood who he was.
Yeah, he was clearly depressed and had
an artist.
issues.
He's very creative.
But you never really it was just like all on the surface. We never really had him tell us what his thing was. He was clearly in love, but also not really sure about himself, but that's really all we knew. So it wasn't really even
a because it's not awful to watch,
yeah.
But then I ingest it and I think about it and I'm like, I don't actually think that was a very good movie.
I really enjoyed all the music.
Yeah, the movie.
I really enjoyed the performances. Did not enjoy the story.
Yeah.
Meh. Good job, Rami Malek, though.
Yeah, he was good.
Won't You Be My Neighbor? That is the Mr. Rogers documentary.
It was good.
Yeah.
I kind of forget it now, though.
It was good. It was also, I remember being emotional at the end.
Yeah.
And it was also very interesting to see who he was as a man, because you don't really ever see that. And also see his dedication to what he wanted to television, because television was new to him. He was going to go be a pastor or minister, and then he decided, I'm going to try this TV thing.
Yeah.
And he just sort of like fell into it, and then became so passionate about educating children that it just sort of like upended everything, and he kept going. And
it just was a really nice, like, oh, this is a very admirable man.
And also the blunt talk that he had with kids.
Yeah.
Was like incredible.
It was really interesting.
So, I mean, I think I was always familiar with his work, but it was interesting to get a behind the scenes of how he did that and why he did that.
And I would say I was familiar with his work as a child. So that is from a totally different lens than as an adult.
So, yes. Watch that movie.
It'd be interesting, though, if I had a child watching him now, where he's still alive, and he's talking about like guns in schools or something. Would I be like, "Shut up, Mr. Rogers," or would I be okay with the way he was talking about it? It's interesting because I don't have.
And we talked about that night because he talked about it, but that was a time when there were only 3 channels and everybody was kind of on the same page.
There's no internet,
and so everyone was talking about it, so he had to talk about it as well. Whereas now, everybody's on a different page. We all have the same book, but
until there's like 9/11 or something, then that's everybody's talking about it.
Anyway, but it was really good if you're into that. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. You know what? I liked it.
I didn't see it.
It was funny. It was kind of a very meta because it was about Robin wanting to get a movie about him wanting to be in a movie, and about how the other superheroes have movies and how he has to have a bad guy, and how anyway. But Amity loves it because there's a lot of bathroom humor in it. So Yes, you can watch that.
Okay.
Crazy Rich Asians.
So I watched this on the plane recently.
I watched the beginning.
Yeah, and we turned it off because we were like, I'm not interested in this. But then we were coming back from Disneyland, and I was super tired. And I was like, I think I can watch that now, right? And it is exactly what you think it's going to be. It's a meh. It's New York. It was
so popular.
Because it's your typical romance movie, but it's like so big and so blingy, right? And what they do is so outrageous as Crazy Rich Asians. But it's, girl falls in love with guy. He takes her home. It turns out he's like practically royalty and he's so rich, but oh my God, his mom doesn't like her. And then in the end, she wins over the mom. And like her character was an economics professor at NYU or Columbia or something. And I was like, I am not getting that. I'm getting like Gap employee from this person, So that was annoying. And they had her have a conversation with like the Princess of Singapore. I don't know. Somebody who was a princess. And she is like dumb. And
the princess is?
No, the girl. And she's sort of supposedly talking to him about economics. But they're kind of going back and forth from her conversation with her. And her conversation is like, oh. And it's just like, oh my God, have her say something intelligent. So,
yeah. But not a no.
No. I mean, you got to be in the mood for a romantic, predictable movie, but with people doing crazy stuff. That part was fun.
How to Train Your Dragon 3. I don't know if in your house this has been the topic of conversation for the last 9 months. And then your mom surprises you with an advanced screening of it, and then you have to go to it again. But that's what's happened in our house. Yeah. Elliot gives it. She said it's gonna be the best movie of the year. Until I reminded her, of course, that Toy Story 4, Frozen 2, and Star Wars 9 come out this year. So she's like, well, for now, it's the best movie of the year.
And Avengers. Oh, I'm just joking. It comes out. It's not gonna be the best movie. Yeah, she hates Avengers. We're apologizing to the planet for doing something wrong. We've done something wrong.
Well, I mean, they're not. We're invested because we've watched all 19 movies. Yeah. She's just trying to dip in without doing all the work.
I don't want her to do the work.
Back to How to Train Your Dragon 3.
It was good.
It was good.
Mm-hmm. I saw the end coming from miles away.
Yeah, I liked the second one better.
Oh, did you? Well, Elliot says that she likes the bad guy in the third one better, but I found him very weak and kind of thin. And the bad guy in the second one was like bad.
He was bad.
Yeah.
And the dad dies. Spoiler alert.
Right. In the second one.
So, the second one. It
was good.
I had a much more emotional response.
It was a good ending.
From the second one than I did from the third one.
Oh, see, I had a stronger emotional response to the third one, I think. But you had the whole dad, like, empathy thing. Sorry.
I'm a dad.
I'm like, the mom's still alive. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
No, I was sad at the end.
Yeah. So, let's recap, shall we? Tag.
Meh.
Nutcracker in the Four Realms? No. Lego Movie 2? Meh. A Quiet Place? Yes. Bohemian Rhapsody?
Meh.
Skyscraper? No. Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Yeah.
Yes. Teen Titans Go to the Movies? Yeah. It's a lower yeah. But I enjoyed it. Crazy Rich Asians? Meh. And How to Train Your Dragon 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah. So that's everything we've got for the Yes No Math program. And thanks for watching. As always, every time, I'm Jason.
I'm Anna.
Most times.